Hello, 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 hello. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. First of all, I know you're thinking, oh my God, I thought she dropped off the face of the earth. No, peoples, I didn't. Yes, I look like crap, but you know what? That what it is what it is what it is. Don't like it, don't look. That's all I got to say about that. Yes, I'm being sassy today. Okay? Whatever. I did my first. Now, I started a video on this, and I don't know if I sent out a video on it or whatever. I started a video on it, and the reason why I keep on looking over to my side is my female dog is about ready to pop her puppies. My other dog got her pregnant, and this is her very first time. And she's big as a freaking house. So we're expecting well, this is her 50th day. Or 58th day, sorry. This is her 58th day of being pregnant. And according to some other people, they usually go up to 63, 65. It all depends on the dog and the breed. And, well, it was his very first time of doing it, and it's her very first time of being pregnant, so we got a lot of firsts going on here. Excuse me, that came out of nowhere. Alright, first of all, I want to say hello, thank you for coming, and thank you for subscribing, or being subscribed, or hanging around, or whatever. I forgot what I was going to say. I'll tell you. But, okay. It took me about a year because I started, I stopped, I started, I stopped, I started, I stopped, and I started other ones in between. My very first junk journal cookbook. It's not a journal, it's a junk journal, so to speak. Not really a junk journal. Well, towards the end it is. I don't even know what you would call it. Probably a junk journal, I guess. It is made out of some stuff that I've been collecting. I've been collecting, things like mail, pieces of mail, pieces of cardboard, whatever. I've been collecting. I got a gigantic pile over here. I turned this side thing over here, my craft. No, we haven't finished the house yet because we are broke. Okay. But anywho, this originally was going to be a gift for a friend, and I think I still might give it to her. Not sure yet. So I decided to make this into a cookbook. She likes some recipes from my parents. She dated my brother for 10 years. She doesn't date him anymore. They've been broken up for 5 or 6 years now. She's with somebody else, but he doesn't treat her very kindly. But that's beside the point. And the reason I'm a little loud is because we have our fan going. It is quite humid here right now, here in Arkansas. We just got done having a pretty good soak. We did have a tornado that was a couple blocks from here, but it never came in this direction. We were supposed to get one but it never came in this direction. But anywho, so let's get into it. This is the open page, and it says blessed is best. There are a few boo-boos that I have to fix on here. I have a few things to fix. I got some stuff to re-glue on here and yada yada yada. So therefore, this is the closure. It's a braided string, and I took some flowers and I just kind of poked a hole in the. This originally was a cookbook that you fill in and stuff, and I wasn't using it, so I said, why not? Why not turn it into a junk journal cookbook? And this thing is huge. And like I said, it took me about a year and a half, something like that. Like I said, I got busy in between. Not a whole lot going on, but you know. Anyways, let's get into it. First page says create. She can write a small little note. She could put notes. She could write her name if she wants. She could do whatever. Okay? Then it talks about anus. I think it's called anus. I don't know. But it's little things that I got out of a book. And I'm trying to get it to where it's not too bright, I guess. I don't know. But it says faith, love, and family on this page. Then I gotta fix that. Here's another one. This says notes. And then this is a kidney bean salad by my dad. And it says absolutely love it. It is one of her favorites. She loves it. And so I wrote down the recipe. And then down here is a little piece of paper that I found out of a book. And it explains about beans and what they are and how you can use them and this, that, and the other. And you probably can't see that. There you go. So, and it sits in this little corner pocket right here. I'm going to flip you around. Hold on. Okay, that might be a little better, that you could see the pages and still hear me talk at the same time. So there's the kidney bean salad. And then it was fall when I started this book, last fall. And then chicken enchilada. And then it says tell about the time you cooked, setting off the fire alarm. She has done that. She has told me all about it. And there's tiny little space that she can write in there. And she loves hamburgers, so I thought that this would be the perfect thing. So hamburgers and ketchup and mustard, I thought that was cool. Then the next recipe is banana oatmeal cookies. Little space for her to write here. Then we have chocolate chunk cookies. And then on top here, on this page, it says, from one small seed of kindness, friendship grows. And then notes that she can write to herself or whatever. Little stickers. And then that's Once again, this was from a 1967 cookbook. I just fussy cutted, or sort of fussy cutted, the pictures. And then this just has a bunch of stickers that I thought were kind of cool. These are all stickers right here, except for this. Talks about garlic with the little doily on top. And then it's just decoration. Has nothing to do with recipes, it's just decoration, and that is an advertisement for Bisquick. Then we have a blank page, and I did that on purpose. And then this is President Eisenhower's chicken recipe, a chicken doing the recipe. And then this is a newspaper that I get in the mail. I have a whole bunch of them. And then a recipe on, or no, that's not a recipe, it's just something to remember about milk. And yes, I put a sticker over it, but it's okay. And then a recipe on raised Sally Loon, or None. I don't know how to pronounce that. Advertisements and apple pudding. I thought that sounded interesting. And then a label for a tomato can, and a recipe for creamy cavapini and cheese. Whatever. You could read it. And then this for why kitchen tested flour always gives you perfect bake results. It's just an old thing about flour and whatnot that I put in here. Fresh, fragrant, and about raisins. And then this is basic biscuits and Parker House rolls. I don't know where I got the recipe from. Oh, this was a 1967 cookbook, I think it was. And this one was the same one. Kind of follows along with the theme here and there. And then this was a recipe for creamed chicken and biscuits. And then how to make best ever lemonade, lemon syrup, dandelion wine, and raisin wine. And then 1933, you can read that, to 1920. And that was a recipe book, Weight Watchers recipe book that I took apart. These are just advertisements, or just labels of some things that I used to drink, some things that I do drink, and I just, just took a bunch of labels and put it on there. And this is another pocket that has 3 different things in it. This has heartfelt, delicious gifts. And it has recipes for chocolate raspberry thumbprint cookies. And then a recipe for 2-layered fudge. I don't really expect her to make all this stuff, but I thought it was neat. And then Skilled Taco Mac. She's always looking for new things to do anyway, so. And then mini shepherd pies. And then this was $1 million spaghetti, which I used Velcro to put the bottom of the page on. And then I found a recipe for blueberry muffins. And this picture here was an advertisement for a iron-on for a t-shirt. Friends and family, it says. And it's a little blueberry pancake, actually. And then it talks about cooking and stuff, and I just kind of decorated it. I'll just move this stuff off to the side. And then this is just all the things that happened back in the day, 1931, 1938, 37, and so on and so forth. And then this is the end of the book. That is the end of the book there. I don't quite like this part, but it is what it is. Very last page, and there you go. The end of the book. Things I have to fix on it. Fix this down here. But other than that, I gotta let my dog out. Okay, well, he's outside and I have a mess. So that was the end of that book.